Start video transmission. It says, okay, according to this, we are live. How live we actually are, I don't know with Streamlabs OBS, but we're going to do it anyway. So, hey there, beer tubers. Welcome back to Beer Analysis 101 with your host, Greg. No, me, Maxwell Star. Yeah! Maxwell Star. And tonight, we are going to take a look at non-alcoholic beers. Yes, we did try to do that last week, but if you noticed, that episode only lasted 10 minutes before my internet cut out and we couldn't go live again. So hopefully my internet stays okay this week. You know, that stupid rural country internet crap. We'll torture you with non-alcoholic beers again. Sorry, raining on your parade. So let's start off with who's with us tonight, starting with Mr. Ashley Sexton of Sexton Brewing Co. How are you doing today, sir?
Doing great. Thank you. Hey. How are you?
I'm not doing too bad. And what beer did you bring tonight for the non-alcoholic beer?
I didn't last time I brought Partake. I bought the IPA and the Pale Ale. I didn't enjoy them whatsoever. They're terrible. Terrible. I'm sorry if anyone here has it and I'm ruining it. They're terrible beers. Anyways, so I got an equally even worse beer this time, I'm sure. I'm sure of it. This was on sale at the LCBO. This was like an extra 10 cents off. I think came to like $2.05. And it was either this or the Bud Zero. That one was $2.50. I'm like, I'm not buying that fucking shit. So this is
yeah.
Bloused.
Bloused.
It's bad. So this is a non-alcoholic, crafted and canned in Germany, superior taste, crisp and fresh, and they call it the original Pioneer. It's like it's silver writing on a white background, and I wonder if it's like the German Pioneer, whereas you'd expect to see the German Pilsner or some shit. I'm assuming this is just it's just a fucking Pilsner clone of some sort, whatever. But it's not alcoholic. They even give me a percentage. Fuck, I don't know. Doesn't even matter. Whatever.
I think it's 0.5.
Sure, I'll take it. So that's what I got.
Yay. Alrighty, so let's reopen my Discord here and let's go over to the next person, which is Greg.
Hi, Nick.
Hey, Greg. How you doing tonight?
Nick, I have an awesome select.
Hi, Arnold.
I'll just knock the wall down. Arnold's here. He's being an asshole. I had a great selection last week. I had two Partakes. They're Pale Ale. They're IPA. I disagree with Ashley. They're not terrible. They're just hop water. They're not really non-alcoholic beers. They're hop water. If you like hop water, they're okay. And they're 10 calories each. So, I mean, like literally just water. I did have that Ashley beer. It tastes terrible. Spoilers. And I had, I don't remember the last. Oh, yeah, I had the one of those German beers, the Schneider Weiss or something, one of their non-alcoholic ones, and it was terrible. But since I drank all of them and then Nick canceled his fucking show last week, he's a jerk, I got to scrape the bottom of the barrel. And in fact, I got a Budweiser Zero.
Oh, have fun with that one.
Nasty.
Yeah. Now, because, again, Nick, fuck you. Nick has do non-alcoholic beers twice in a row. I just took this one from my house because my dad doesn't drink, but he does drink these. So I feel bad for him, but I stole one of these from him, and I'm going to drink it. And just to add insult to injury, I'm going to drink it in a Molson Canadian glass.
Nice.
Right. This is what you've done to me, Nick. Revel
Nothing
in
but
it.
high class, man. Nothing but high class.
All right, so Mr. Lee of High Tide Imbibe, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Well, we'll see.
What you got tonight?
So I early this morning after I got off work, I snuck into the Needs right next to my store, and I quickly grabbed a 6-pack of this shit and got out of there as quick as possible before any other customers showed up to see me buy this. But this is the Heineken 0.0. Yeah.
Grabbed a Heineken real quick.
Is that what Nick had last week?
That's the same one I had last week.
Nick had to buy 30 of them to get the one, though.
I bought
I bought
a 12-pack of the regular stuff to get one of those free.
So that's the bad. So that's the bad news.
Anyway,
Yeah, the $30. That's the bad news. Good news. Rush Limbaugh's dead. Fuck you, burn in hell.
All right, let's go.
You're here.
All righty, let's go over to the.
It took like 3 minutes.
The lady.
Jeez, Lee, maybe there's some limbo.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Can't complain.
There it is. I can't find my can.
Oh.
I have the same as last week. So, kind of a funny story. I bought a 12-pack. This is the last one that remains. I had to tell Cody not to drink it because he ended up drinking them all on me. Yeah. So he. That's kind of a bit of a spoiler.
Non-alcoholic.
It's a President's Choice Radler lemonade. So he ended up buying a different kind of Radler because he really enjoyed them, and I was going to do those ones instead, but he drank them all. So I am left with my choice from last week, which I'm actually excited to review because I have some good things to say about it.
And hopefully we can stay online the whole time for this one.
Hopefully.
My tablet says everything's going smoothly currently. So
Yeah, it's working on YouTube side as far as I can tell.
Nice. Alrighty, let's go over to Murray, Teku Murray, aka Ewart. How are you doing tonight, Ewart?
I am fantastic. How are you, Nicholas?
Can't complain at all. And what did you bring in tonight?
I have a selection of 3, and I'll go with one, and if just the odd chance that you or Redbeard has it, then I will divert to another, but I'm going to try to go with Coors Edge.
Coors.
Yeah. And I've had this before. It's a regular in my fridge. So.
Nice. Yeah, you drink a lot of non-alcoholic beers, don't you?
Yeah, I try to avoid alcohol during the week just for health reasons, to try to stay trim, and if I need to scratch the itch a little bit after workout or something, I do that. I do go non-alcoholic.
Nice.
so responsible.
I know.
Alrighty, let's go over to Mr.
Good man that you.
Redbeard. Hi, Redbeard.
Hey.
Hey.
How you doing, Nick?
Hey,
I'm good. How you doing? Hey.
What you got this week, guy?
Hey. All right. I got something that hasn't come up yet and didn't even come up last week, so I'm kind of happy. This is a 0.5 citrus lager from Sleeman.
Wow.
60 calories, and it's with natural citrus notes and a refreshingly crisp finish. 0.5 citrus lager is the non-alcoholic beer that never compromises on flavor.
Well, so wait, is that basically the thing that President's Choice is ripping off with that Radler that Lady Lee has? Essentially, no. I think it kind of is.
Well, citrus lager is a bit different than a Radler.
It's not really. It's not that different.
I guess I got to say something about like Sleeman saying they're not compromising on flavor and we should like their other beers.
Nick.
Every beer there they compromise
fantastic
flavor.
Brewery. What are you talking about?
Right.
How dare you question Sapporo?
It does say dealcoholized lager beer with lemonade, so.
There you go. All right, so over to me, and I'm glad this one hasn't come up yet because I bought it this week, but 2 people had it on the chat last week. I've got the Hill Street lager, which apparently both Ewart and Dan were drinking because it's supposed to be actually quite good for a non-alcoholic lager. So, hey, I'll try anything.
That's what the can says.
That's what the can says. The most awarded.
Exactly.
Ooh, it's got all kinds of medals at the bottom that are dating back to like 1910.
Shit.
They're all recent too. So it's like 2014 through 17 at the U.S. Open Beer Championship.
Yeah.
In the non-alcoholic category, which is probably not a huge competition. I don't know. It's a beer.
They got a little shitty table right next to the fucking gluten-free beers in the corner.
There's another topic we should torture Raining Onion Parade with. Gluten-free crap.
Oh, no.
God, no.
No, Nick. I don't want to drink it.
Relax, we'll do it in the next year or something.
Jamie just popped
Who
in.
goes there?
Need to get over this crap first.
Nick, we have a new.
Yeah, Nick, you got to host properly here, bud.
What's going on here? Jamie. Is Jamie getting in here trying to watch?
See if he can fire up his Commodore 64 and get it to work on Discord.
Well,
Get him out of here.
If he's actually got a non-alcoholic beer, he's welcome to join. There's Jamie.
There he is.
Jamie,
He does.
do you have a non-alcoholic beer? He does.
What is this?
Sober Carpenter from
Sober Carpenter.
Oh, it's
And
an
it's their IPA.
Oh.
They have there's 3 types. Red, and then there's I haven't tried the white before, but yeah, there's 3 available at the beer store in Ontario. So
Wow.
one of
I've
these to
bought a
try.
beer at the beer store in a long time.
Fancy.
Congrats, 1,000 subs, Nick. Awesome job, buddy.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jamie.
First one to actually say that. Everybody else just forgot, I guess. But yeah, good job, Nick.
Oh yeah, we're back.
This is the first episode of Beer Analysis 101 after hitting 1,000, so that's pretty kind of cool.
The money's gonna start rolling in now, baby.
Yay!
Maybe I'll.
I just checked $9.99.
Maybe I'll finally
All
get
of a sudden.
monetized again. Yeah, right.
Sasha came to celebrate.
The hours you need to get monetized on top of that 1,000 subscribers now is pretty insane.
And also the fact that YouTube's even more draconian now. If you make any like reference to like drinking and it gets caught, they're gonna flag you and erase your video now. They're that bad.
Nick,
That's because you're too small.
background noise.
Luckily, we're all too small time. That's the good thing. If we actually had a big channel and we were like openly drinking on air and stuff like that, it would be censored because it's a bad influence to children. And YouTube's all about the kids these days.
Channels like Real Ale Craft Beer and that Beer Hooligan idiot that go live with
They're small as
a
fuck.
whole. They're
They're both small as fuck comparative to big channels on YouTube. They're small as fuck.
well, I'd say comparative to those, but they're still big-ish.
on
Like,
the tech tuber
To us,
scene,
they are. They're not to anybody else.
On the tech tuber scene, there's Bitwit and Paul's Hardware. They do a live show where they drink beer, talk tech news. So they haven't been taken down. They have millions of subscribers.
If you have like millions and millions of subscribers, it goes the other way. Then they don't give a shit. But if you're somewhere in the middle there, you know, you're hundreds of thousands or whatever.
Whatever.
You can actively get fucked with.
God, it's not like your hero Rush Limbaugh died or anything today. Jesus.
Wow.
So sad.
So sad.
oh, wait,
All right,
yeah,
let's get over.
celebrating your subscribers or that? I can't remember. Sorry.
Let's
Rest
get over
in
some-
pieces.
Yeah, right. Okay, let's get over to the comments. We've actually got 4 comments, which are mainly just people saying cheers to each other. Craig, Kent Beer Reviews is in the chat saying cheers, panelists. And Lee Hardy is saying cheers, Craig, with a heart. You know,
Good old Craig.
Red Beer says cheer, Craig. We all say cheers, Craig, by the way. And Kent Beer Review says Craft Beer Channel has 100K. Cool. I'm assuming that's like a big UK beer tube.
I think he's talking about Simon, Real Ale Guide, because he's Real Ale Craft Beer now or whatever the fuck. So.
Doesn't that
No,
Craft
there's
Beer
actually another-
First channel have a bunch of subscribers?
There's another channel in the UK, this craft beer channel, different than Simon's.
Oh, are they?
Oh,
Okay.
Good.
Probably way better too.
There's no.
Oh.
Wait,
There's
so-
a radar in
wait,
the chat too.
wait.
Hey, radar.
Yeah, Radar says, "Hey Craig, no heart." Okay, so we're just gonna take that and then rip it apart. You bastard!
Radar, you're terrible, man.
So mean.
Horrible human being. Speaking of being horrible, let's go over to Ashley and say, I'm willing to bet
that was me.
most people. No, you're second. Actually, you're third now. Because it goes from top to bottom on my right hand side. Anyway, so with fuck you, Greg. Anyway, we're talking to Ashley about what's your history with this beer. I'm assuming your history is going to be almost the same as everybody else's here.
Bupkis. And yeah, this wasn't the beer I wanted to have a history with. I wanted to try one of Ewert's from last week. That one with the bear on it. What the hell is it called? It's the IPA.
That was like a Reflections West Coast IPA.
Yeah, you know what? I wanted to try that
Really
one,
good?
but I just didn't go to that specific supermarket. So, anyways, I don't have a history with this. I didn't even know it existed, to be completely honest.
So where's
I ignore everything that Greg says. So, this is from Germany.
Germany? Jawohl.
It's a German Pilsner. Well, it's supposed to be a German Pilsner. So,
The 9 alcohol beer.
It's 9 alcoholic.
Taste. But if you drink this beer, according to the label, you will taste full life.
How does life
Can't wait
taste?
for it.
Holy shit.
Life
They
tastes like crap.
fermented it with souls or something.
Ace.
Or maybe it's just like the bone marrow from baby fetuses.
I hope so.
Got some stem cells in it.
Need those stem cells.
Tastes like stem cells.
No, I don't know. Yeah.
Did it make you walk again, Christopher Reeve?
Nice, guys. Nice.
All right.
It was a South Park episode. It was hilarious.
We have 9 viewers, by the way. Cheers.
Yep.
Let us know what you're drinking.
Hopefully, it's actual beer.
And
Yeah.
let us know how many you're here for Lady Lee, because it's gonna be like 8 of you.
No.
Jesus.
Yeah.
No.
All
No.
right. All right. Anyway.
On the upside,
No.
Lee's got like a red light on her right now, so you blush all you want. Will not. We won't know.
Okay, shut up.
Okay.
It's true.
Back
You
to
don't
the
even-
beer.
Jamie, Basement Beer. How you doing tonight?
Hello.
And also, what's your history with the beer you brought? Any history at all?
It's not super extensive. I have had it before, and I haven't had a whole lot of non-alcoholic beers. I've had Partake, and then all the Heinekens, all the other ones you could normally get at a grocery store. And I actually do enjoy the Heineken, but of the few that I've had, this one I've just enjoyed it, so I just kept buying it. It's been the one that I've liked the most of. Like for an IPA, it's very similar to Partake's IPA, but just I like the taste of this one better. That's all I can say. It just it's the one I like the most. And I did try the red the last time I picked up a pack. I got some of that as well, and I probably won't buy this one again. It was okay to try, but yeah, just doesn't do it for me. This one I've had it a few times and I like it.
Nice. Alrighty, let's go over to Greg. Everybody's favorite Greg. What's your history with the beer you brought, Greg? Any? You say your dad.
Yes, there's the Irish. Yeah, my dad. Well, we always stock this in the fridge for my dad. He likes it. He does not drink, as I mentioned, but he likes the taste of beer. It doesn't taste like beer, but he thinks it does. So if it makes him happy, it makes him happy. Yeah, I think I've tried this once or twice before, but it's this nor any other non-alcoholic beer is something I indulge in on a regular basis, nor do I endorse it.
Sounds fun.
If you're an alcoholic, it just means you're a quitter.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, Jesus. All right. All right.
He's not wrong.
All right. Anyway, let's go over to Mr. Lee and the Heineken 0%. Do you have any history with it? It's the one I had last week. It was all right.
This is the first time I've had this. I've tried, dabbled in different non-alcoholic beers every once in a while, just to see if they can come up with something that tastes good. It's kind of the same thing as with fucking gluten-free beers, right? You're kind of playing with a shell game a little bit, or whatever. You're taking a chance. And yeah, so I figured I just picked this one up. I mean, I sort of had the thought that the sort of crafty ones that are in my store, somebody else on this panel is going to pick them, and I didn't figure you were going to go Heineken 2 weeks in a row there, Nick. So I figured, I'll pick this up instead. And yeah, my history of Heineken, of course, is fairly extensive. I've had Heineken on and off ever since I've been drinking, but first time with this thing, so I'll get my thoughts later. But yeah. Was that really that deep that everyone just shut the fuck up? It's like, whoa.
Oh, dude.
Whoa.
You
For Nick to wake up.
Usually wait for Nick to do his hosting duties, but what the hell
Okay.
do right now?
I was hoping that story didn't just floor everybody. Like, whoa, man, holy shit!
Yeah.
I think
Holy shit.
last week's show was more successful by going off the air than Nick falling asleep at the wheel here. Jesus
All right.
Christ,
No,
man.
hold on a sec. We're just waiting for Lee to leave.
How embarrassing.
Live in the shame of buying Heineken at 0%. No.
Hey, go buy a 30-pack again, bitch.
It was a 15 pack
No,
for $30.
I don't believe it. It's a lie.
Lee's speech didn't go on long enough. I was checking my sound levels because StreamYard OBS is being a pain in the ass when it comes to volume levels because it records Discord sound and my voice separately and streams both. So my voice comes out so much quieter than everybody else's. It's a pain in the ass. It's either
Nick,
too
put in that
loud.
damn ticket.
Shut up, Greg. All right, let's go over to Lady Lee, who's all pink for some reason.
It's my lights. I have Christmas lights up, but we keep them up all the time because they're pretty cool. Anyways, my history, I had it last week, and the only thing I can say, it's President's Choice, so it's not really like, I don't think there's a President's Choice beer.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of background noise coming over from you.
He just,
We can hear you,
he's fine. He just muted himself.
So, the only thing I can say about President's Choice is that I've had a lot of their bottled pop. Like, that's about as far as it goes for, like, history, because it's President's Choice. Like, they don't actually make beer, so I was actually really surprised when I saw the DNA drink.
Not true. They actually do make real. They actually do make real beer as well.
They do.
Do they?
Yes.
Oh, shit. Well, then I need to inform.
Weren't they hand in hand with that Dave's brand for quite some time? Remember that Dave guy?
Dave Nichols, spokesperson, and yeah, they did do well. I think he sponsored their beer, and then when he broke off from them, he made Dave's beer, which was his own thing. And I don't know what the hell he does now.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, well, there you go. I don't have any experience with President's Choice beers. I tried this one last week, and like I said, I'm only down to one. So they've been popular in my household. Yeah. And I'm just going to note something, Greg. It is pretty cool that we are doing an NA thing, because there are a lot of people who opt to not have alcohol and still like to have stuff that's similar to what they used to have. So as an alternative option, I think this is awesome that we're doing this tonight.
Nice.
Drink Perrier.
And plus, what she's drinking tonight was selected by the actual president of Canada. So shut the fuck up.
Wow. President's Choice, after all. Well, to be totally honest, and I keep getting cut off here, but President's Choice, they do make beers. They made the No Name beer for one. No Name's kind of the Loblaws brand. They also
I didn't even think of that.
A President's Choice. I don't know if they still make it. They had an IPA at one point. Chad
it wasn't bad.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible. It
wasn't bad.
Weird to have a President's Choice beer, but and this was like real beer. Like, we're not talking the non-alcoholic. They've had the non-alcoholic beers for years. They got like a red ale and Pilsner and a blonde ale and stuff, but as well as the Rattlers. But it's just kind of, it's different to see a store brand beer. It's almost like that NB Select beer that you brought, NB Liquor beer.
Oh man!
But
President's Choice is better than that.
When I was looking for like a non-alcoholic, all of the beers that were there, like all the ones that I had the choice from, it was like 4 cans for $12 or $18, something ridiculous. And I saw this where it was a case of 12 for like, I think it was $8. So I was like, go on with that. I'll take that. Yeah. So it worked out well. That's my history.
All right, and I just want to add something because we keep talking about. You know what? I'll tell this later. All right, so let's go over to the Teku Murray, who's muted.
Don't sound so enthused. I appreciate it.
I still like actually giving us constructive information on this channel rather than trolling.
I'm trying, but the host keeps falling asleep, so I don't know.
Fuck you. Asshole.
My history with this beer is I've tried a whole bunch of stuff trying to find a regular, and I keep kind of going back to Coors Edge. It reminds me of Banquet, except it's just a lot more appley and a lot less kind of creamy, I guess. Sort of. It's got a certain body and softness on the alcoholic version. So this one's it's an equitable substitute. It's readily available most of the time. I've tried stuff like this one's pretty decent. It's a no-name brand, whatever lager, and shout out to Old Duels too. So I have those sort of on rotation, and I just keep them in the fridge. And if I feel like having one, I'll have one every other day or so. Get to the weekend, and I'll crush a couple IPAs, and then I'll move back onto a regular routine during the week.
Yeah, just had a shot of vodka to it, and.
We don't always need alcohol. Sometimes it just tastes good, or tastes enough like beer. No. It doesn't taste good.
Exactly.
It tastes enough like beer.
God. Anyway, all right.
Doyle rules, and this is shitting.
What? Alrighty, so let's go over to Redbeard and say hi, Redbeard. The beer you brought, any history with it?
Extensive at this point. I'm on my second can, so I've had one full can of it.
Oh, really?
Actually, not bad. Yeah.
What is it?
So I take it you got a. It's a Sleeman. What's it called?
Yeah. 0.5 citrus lager, and I just looked it up on the LCBO. It was $11.95 for a 6-pack, so quite reasonably priced. And 60 calories. It's just like a nice, really light lager with somebody squirted like a slice of lime into kind of thing. It's pretty good.
Is that new, Redbeard? I've never seen that before.
I had never seen it. I'm not sure when it came out, but I couldn't tell you. Like with the date, the date says G1420. What month would be? What month is G? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That would be 7. So it came out in the summer. It looks like I didn't get to I. So
it's true. Yeah, so probably that G is like June, I think.
July.
This Heineken expires in June, actually, of this year.
July.
So
anyway,
not bad.
Cool story, bro.
History,
bro.
Fun.
Alrighty, let's go over to Moi and say, do I have any history with this? The only thing I've ever heard of this beer before is you and Dan drinking it. I never even knew it really existed, other than it's like one of those beers that was sitting on the shelf in the grocery store that I would always ignore. Whenever I checked out, I was like, is there any non-alcoholic beers that look curious? Oh, they've got like non-alcoholic Labatt Blue, Heineken. What's that other one? Krombacher and other like Coors Edge I've seen in the liquor store too. Now I'm curious about that one because if Ewart likes it, it must be good. It's obviously not barrel aged Coors Edge, but but other than that, like I didn't even know there was any kind of like better options out there. It's only been more recently that they kind of made more craftier options available for non-alcoholic beers. So it's kind of interesting. Anyway, I'll get my thoughts later on this, but no real history. So Buck is just like most people here. So there isn't a whole lot of comments there. We have 8 viewers still, so cheers. Thanks for watching, and let us know what you're drinking in the comments if you're drinking anything, or even if you're imbibing in a nice non-alcoholic beer. Don't be shy. So
do it.
In the chat, we got Vincent or the Radar saying, "Holy fuck, it's Jeff! It's Jeff with J-E-F, capital F." Can't Be Review says, "Cheers, Radar," and then he says echo, which I'm assuming is when I was trying to test my volume levels. I hope I am coming in loud and clear on the interwebs now, because
man, way to Rontario this whole thing up, man.
Yeah. Well, it comes down to popularity. Like when we have more than 7 people on the panel, or 7 or more people on the panel, I have to switch over to Discord. So it's what it is.
Not popularity. Population is the word you're looking for.
Right. Anyway, stop bringing me down, Lee.
Anyway. I'm trying to elucidate you. I'm trying to elevate you. I'm trying to make you a better person.
I'm trying to tear me down.
I think we were just because I'm 1,000 subs.
Now I'm at 1,000 subs. I'm sort of starting to threaten your territory.
That's my territory. What territory do I have on YouTube?
You have a very specific market.
I don't even have a quarter of your subs there, Lee.
What?
I don't even have a quarter of your subs there, Lee. You'd have to take.
I can't speak for those 4,000 losers.
Why don't you create a podcast, Nick, of movies people have never watched, and then suddenly it's popular? Wow, I'm sorry I offended someone.
No, you offended Lady Lee.
Well, I mean, that was expected.
Alrighty, so let's. We've been talking about this long enough. Imagine some people have at least formed some kind of opinion. We've lost Ashley. Where did Ashley go?
Ashley's internet went out. He'll probably be back.
All right. So, all right.
He took one sip of NA beer and exploded. It's just it doesn't work in his system.
You know what? I believe that. So, how about we go over to Jamie? Right there.
Sure.
Do you want to give your final thoughts?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Final thoughts.
Well, it's good. I like it. There you go. And I wanted to point out, do any of you guys actually have any of the information on your can like this one does? It shows the... Oh, man. It's probably not going to be able to focus on it, but it's...
brewing ingredients?
Yeah, so it actually says malt, pale and Cara, hops, Citra, Simcoe, and Cascade, 42 IBU. The only thing I don't see is an actual date, whether that was on the package of the 4-pack that I bought it in. I don't know, but
stamped on the bottom of the can, like a code.
Just says a lot. It says a lot number, lot 2245 time EQ. Yeah, no, I don't see anything.
Oh.
But anyways, of all the NA beers that I've tried, which isn't extensive, this is my favorite IPA. And then my favorite stout, there's one called Big Drop. I don't know if anyone's seen that at the LCBO, but Big Drop makes a good stout. And I do like the Heineken, like just the Heineken Zero every once in a while. And that's probably more just because I know a few people that that's their favorite beer. So whenever I go over there, it's like they have Heineken and Heineken Zero, and I always have that one. So yeah, those are my 3 favorite. Do you give ratings in this?
Yeah, for style and overall enjoyment.
Yeah, I'll give it 9s all around. I really like this IPA.
And
it has a nice.
And I think I think maybe we're all kind of thinking when we're talking style here, we're not talking like the non-alcoholic IPA necessarily. Although I guess you could probably figure that in. But are we kind of just thinking like, is it really good for a non-alcoholic beer? Like, does it taste enough like the real fucking thing that you can go, yeah, 9 out of 10 or whatever the fuck? Or
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what, Lee?
With a 9 alcoholic
I'm on
beer
board
would
with
be-
you, Lee.
Yeah. No, I agree. I would say if it's going to be a good non-alcoholic beer for the style, it would have to be similar enough to a real beer.
Mm-hmm.
The closer it is, the better.
All right. Well, I'll talk about this then if you want me to go next.
Yeah, sure. All right.
All right.
Mr. Lee.
Okay, so the Heineken 0.0, it's probably actually one of the best non-alcoholic beers I've had. It does taste enough like beer that it's not gross to drink. Like it if it had actually some like more like calorie, well, it's got low calories, right? It's like 70 calories, but if you just want something, like I can see like why you would drink this after like a workout or something like that, because it is kind of it's more like a refreshing thing than anything else, and it's not going to dump a bunch of sugar in your system or whatever. But yeah, it tastes enough like beer. It doesn't have like the really bad de-alkalized beer tastes. Like it's not like sweet fucking apple. It's not like just tasteless garbage at the same time. It's kind of got like somewhere in between actual brewed beer and like Vitamalt, something along those lines. Like you get little hints of that in both the aroma and the taste. Does not taste like Heineken whatsoever, really. I don't find, but I didn't really expect it to. But it still tastes enough like, yeah, this tastes like a generic beer. Basically, you get away of calling this, if it had alcohol in it, you get away of calling it whatever lager or whatever the fuck, right? So I'm going to give it a 8 for style, because I get the feeling that there's definitely some stuff that's even way better than this that probably deserves the top spots. But overall enjoyment, I don't hate it. I mean, I've got 3, like 2.5 cans down now, just here in this thing. So it's definitely drinkable. It's enjoyable enough. So I'll go 6.5 on it.
Nice. All right, Lee. All right, let's go with Ashley because he's back.
I'm back.
Back again.
Sorry, yeah, my internet sort of took a dump.
Oh, good. I know what that's like.
It's very important. Got to keep it regular, right?
Yeah.
So when I cracked the can, man, I had high hopes for this, man. I poured it out, nice thick head, smelt clean, smelt like a lager. I wasn't fucking expecting like anything else. It smelt like a lager. It looked like a lager. It had a head, which was actually quite nice. Because if I remember correctly, I think the partakes, I think it had a head, and it just sort of fluttered away pretty quickly. Now ice cold, this was pretty good. I mean, it's first sip. I think the first the point I'm going to get at with this, the first sip was the best sip, and it's just gone downhill really quick. So right off the bat, there's like a honey sweetness to this. It's definitely a honey type of sweetness. It has some like botanicals to it. It's a little bit floral. And then there's like on the finish, there's just this weird aftertaste. And the whole time I'm smelling it, drinking it, tasting it, there's something so bloody familiar about this. And I've been trying to rack my brain, and it just dawned on me not too long ago. This beer tastes exactly like wort before it's fermented. Basically, this is just, I think what they've done with this specific one, and I don't even know how they make the alcoholized beer. I don't know if they actually brew beer and then, heat it up to a temperature to burn off the alcohol. I have no idea how it's done. I don't understand the process. But if I had to, in my mind, pretend how they brewed this beer, it would be they just put together a nice, lager grain bill, but they pared back, the malt quite a bit, and then they went into a very fast, brief, and unfinished fermentation, and then they probably pasteurized it. Because this literally, they actually say on the back that this is fermentation carbon dioxide. So this was actually went through spunding. They spundled this beer. So it used its natural carbonation from the fermenting process to carbonate it. They do that a lot, with lagers. I think they somehow just fermented it just a touch to get the carbonation level up, and just to be able to call it a beer. But anyways, the aftertaste is terrible on this. It's akin to cooked cabbage, vegetables. It's very vegetal. It's very raw. It's like literally this is exactly what it tastes like after you've just made a blonde ale, to be completely honest, because you have to draw the sample off to get your gravity reading, and then I always drink it. But I don't drink the whole damn thing. I take a few damn sips just because I made it before it ferments, and then I toss the rest out because it's not that great, to be completely honest. Unfermented, like wort is not the best tasting thing in the world, especially on light colored beers like that. You can get away with a darker beer because there's a little bit more to it. But anyways, fucking long story short, this is slightly partially fermented beer. It's fucking gross. If you like cabbage, vegetable, and a little bit of honey, this is your jam. But to even, I don't know. Maybe I'm obviously not trying the right non-alcoholic beer. I want to like it. I just can't. For style, I don't know. If this was a Pilsner, if this was just a generic lager that actually had 5%, I'd give it a 1. Being non-alcoholic, I don't know, I'll give it a 3. For personal preference, I'll give it a fucking 1. I don't want to have this again.
Ouch.
I don't want to have this again. This is terrible. I can't.
You know what, Ash? I'm glad you're taking a bullet for that one tonight, because I actually literally had that in my hand tonight, and I was looking at it, I'm like, should I get this one? Nah.
But it's interesting in the fact that I'm trying to figure out how the fuck they made it. So
I bet you they boiled the alcohol off.
It's quite possible. But
if you're saying it's really sweet and stuff, like generally that's what happens when. That's the old school way that they tend to do it, right? They'll they'll just boil the ethanol right out of it, right, or whatever. But fucking, I think a lot of craft brewers and stuff now I think they use like some sort of reverse osmosis process or some shit like that.
I have no idea, but the sweetness in here tastes like it's raw, like malt sweetness, like unfermented malt sweetness, though.
Well, they do have to ferment it a little bit before they do, because if they're they're making alcohol, they're going to boil it off.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a curiosity, and I blabbed on far too long.
That was very descriptive, though. I was kind of curious about that colostrum.
Sorry, man.
Whatever. No, that's all good. Thanks, Ash. All right.
Fucking aftertaste, man.
All right, so now we're going to go over to the opinion we've all been waiting for. Let's go to Greg.
Yeah. All right, let's give you a good rating. We know it. First of all, I'm going to go through the ones I had last week before Nick's ISP kicked him off for doing terrible things on his internet. And just like Ashley's ISP just kicked him off. So I had the one Ashley had, pretty much completely agree with him. I think Ashley hated it more than I did, but I still think I gave it a 4 or something on Untapped. I don't remember. Vegetable soup, basically the way I picture that is you boil a bunch of cabbage, you take the cabbage out, do what you want to do with the cabbage, and then you take that water and just drink it, and that's basically what it tastes like. Now, the other one I had was the Erdinger Alcohol Frei, Frei, and that basically tastes the same thing. So they're both gross. I know Ashley does not like the Partake ones. To me, I think you have to look at it as they're just hop water. They taste fine. I think I gave those each a 6 out of 10. They're both fine. If you want, like I actually had a real hop water like a week or two ago, and it tasted the exact same. It's kind of like Perrier with a little flavor. It's like none of these taste like beer, but at least with Partake, to me, it's not offensive. Soup ones are offensive. Now, Budweiser 0. I actually think I lied to you. I don't think I've had this one before because I think this was Prohibition. Then they changed it to 0. Now I don't know if they've changed anything about it, but I do think this is the first time I've actually had it with the 0 label on it. So when I had it cold, I was actually rather impressed. It's more towards the hop water thing where it's like, doesn't taste like anything, which to me is a good thing because I don't know about you guys, but I've never really had a good tasting non-alcoholic beer. I've had a few from craft brewers that are like decent, but nothing I would, especially when you can take price into consideration, nothing I'd ever buy over just a real beer. So it's been getting warm for about 20 minutes. Yeah, it's not bad. It's compared to the one Ashley had, compared to the Erdinger, far superior. A little bit more flavors than the Partake. It's just got a little bit of sweetness. I mean, don't get me wrong, it doesn't taste anything like a beer, but not at all offensive, even warm. So, I mean, for a non-alcoholic beer, you can't really, I mean, to me, you can't really ask for too much more than this. Now, throw that in there. Let's see how it mixes.
Oh, God.
And now we turn into a real beer.
I'm not sure that's how it works.
Oh, that's awful. That's really, really.
I'm happy it was awful.
Now, the thing is,
Just to spite you.
Lots of ways you can spite me. You've got your whole life ahead of you. Slow it down. Just chillax a little bit. Yeah, this basically tastes like vodka. No, like this doesn't disguise the flavor at all. It's not a good mixer unless you want it to taste like vodka. No, definitely don't do that.
You drink a different beer just to wash it down. Steam whistle, of course.
Yeah, no, we're good. No, good old steam whistle. It's a reference to good old fashioned ghee. We love ghee, even though we don't understand it most of the time.
Not wrong, but
so. What do I give this? I actually give this a surprisingly good rating. I'm going to give this the 6. The same 6 I gave Partake, which for a non-alcoholic beer, passable, drinkable. You give them to me at a party, I probably wouldn't drink it. But I don't know if it was a really lame party that didn't have alcohol, maybe. But I'd probably just ask you for a Perrier instead. And that's what it comes down to for me. And this is a personal preference. If I don't want to drink, I just don't drink. I don't drink a non-alcoholic beer. I don't fucking say I want to lose weight and drink a Michelob Ultra or something like this. I just don't drink. Like, it's as simple as that. So I don't know. Like, I don't know if there's some people that need the taste of beer in their lives, or
It's like you're shaming yours
some.
right now.
I would shame you at the best of times. I mean,
I don't need it. It's once in a while, man. Whatever.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't need beer in my life like Ashley does.
All right.
hey, listen, as long as it's supported, it's all good.
All right. So before we start insulting each other, so you said it was a 6.5. Is that for style?
No. 6 for my personal preference. Now, style, again, it really depends how you interpret style. If I were to interpret this as, does it taste similar to just a regular old lager? Like a 1. But I'm going to rate it a non-alcoholic beer because it's my rating. I can do what I want. And it's a non-alcoholic beer. 8. I mean, it's not saying much because I don't like the style. But for the style, it gives me what I want. It doesn't disgust me. Unless you mix it with vodka. Don't do that.
Nice. All right. Let's go over to Lady Lee has to follow up Greg.
That's all
easy.
right. Wow.
So, I actually really enjoy this. It has a very refreshing taste to it. I kind of find like it does have that lemonade taste to it, but it's not too sweet, which I actually really enjoy because I find that usually, well, if you buy lemonade, it's usually very forward sweetness. So this is kind of nice. Obviously, like it's a little bit thin, so like because there's no alcohol. But other than that, I think the taste is actually, it's really tasty. One of my friends joked about using it as a mixer because it does taste like kind of a lemon drink versus like anything very alcoholic. As for like a Radler, it has the taste. Again, it's very thin for it to be compared to a Radler, but that makes sense. Like that's kind of like you take away the alcohol, like that. It's obviously going to be thin. So I don't say it tastes exactly like a Radler, but I do have to say like it is very tasty. Like I definitely enjoy it. Cody enjoys it. I had it last week with Sam and Ryan, and I know Sam actually really enjoyed it as well. So overall, like I'd say it's a 9. Like I downed this pretty quickly, and I was kind of sad I didn't have another one. It's a nice, refreshing beverage. Like it is pretty freaking tasty. For style, I'm gonna go I think I'm gonna go 7.5 because I don't get the whole Radler entirety to it. Because I've had Radlers and it wouldn't like if I was like a frequent Radler drinker, like that wouldn't be able to like kind of kick the craving or replace it for me. It is there, their style taste is there, but I don't think for style wise, really good. I definitely think it's really good. I just don't think it meets up to that Radler expectation.
Nice. Yeah, good review there, Lee.
Thanks.
No problem. And I just want to add one thing into the whole Radler thing is that usually one of my favorite go-to Radlers, non-alcoholic beers, and this is one I'll actually drink, is the Grolsch Radler, just because it's a Radler kind of masks over the beer taste that's within it, and if you want to drink a bunch of beers at a party or something and you got to drive, oh, you got that one too?
Yeah, Cody got the exact same one, President's Choice version.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he got the lemonade one. So
yeah, like those are good. I like those, and I'll usually drink them like at a party or something when I have to drive.
Yeah. They're easy. They go down smooth. Like they don't have that like harsh aftertaste. They go very 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 smooth.
Yeah, and they're pretty close in taste to the real thing too. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
So thank you. All right, let's go over to Yui, Mr. Teku Murray.
All right, so what do I do now?
What's your final thoughts on the beer, and what do you give it? Style out of 10, and overall enjoyment out of 10.
Okay, Coors Edge, 45 calories. I've had it before. I don't recommend drinking in the glass. I don't recommend drinking any of these in the glass, to be honest with you. Just open up a O'Doul's, which I actually don't like as much as that other one, but just right out of the can, cold. That's the best way to do it. Otherwise, ratings and thoughts on it. I mentioned earlier it's far more aptly than the banquet, but there's a lot of things that reminds you of that beer. There's a lot of other things that Coors does, hence why it's even colored similarly to that. Just not as obviously it's not as good. It's not as creamy. So to style on a non-alcoholic basis is probably 8-ish to style, and for non-alcoholic lagers. Personal enjoyment is probably 7. It's one of the ones I go to all the time. Is not the best one I've ever had, but it's easily accessible. So not bad. But again, probably better if I'd probably enjoy it more again from the can, cold. I'd probably bump it up to an 8. So
nice, cool. All right, thank you, Ewart. And let's go over to Redbeard. Redbeard.
Oh, hey.
Redbeard. I take it because you're drinking the second can already that you kind of like this one.
Oh, this is can number 3, actually.
Holy
now.
Crap. All right, so tell us about it.
It's a nice, really drinkable, really refreshing, light lager, like really light lager with a nice little hint of citrus to it. It's like better Corona. Like way better Corona. I don't know. This is it's good. It tastes like beer. It's got like a little bit of a kind of, I don't know, the just the mouthfeel, I guess, is kind of not really beerish, but overall it's not, for not having drank a lot of non-alcoholic beer ever really. Don't have a lot to compare it to except that garbage I tried last week. So style, I'm going to give this a 9, and enjoyment, like an 8.5. It's good. Wow. I'm liking it.
Nice.
Heard it here, folks. Redbeard is no longer going to be drinking real beer.
Yeah,
he's gonna
be drinking non-alcoholic beers all the time. See which ones are the best.
Look forward to Highlander or whatever their name is now doing all exclusively non-alcoholic beers in your honor.
It's Red and a Beard now.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
All right, and finally, let's go over to moi with the Hill Street Lager from Hill Street Lager or Hill Street Beverage Company, craft lager, whatever. Yeah, I'm actually pleasantly surprised with it, and to demonstrate, this is how much I've got left of this entire 500 ml can, or is it 473? Who cares? But this can, this glass, that little bit left, I'm actually enjoying it. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not a real beer, but if you had to drink something non-alcoholic, this isn't a bad way to go. When it's nice and cold, it's pretty much like a spot-on clone of a non, like a light lager, where it's the taste got a little bit of bready yeast, lemon, cardboard. It's watery though, but it's got a nice, really clean finish. I wrote down here that I liked it better than the Heineken 0% that I had last week. It's similar in flavor, but it doesn't have that kind of overpowering lemon cardboard kind of body to it. That I think that this thing it would be really crushable, super cold, and as it warms up, it gets more cardboard and sulfur, but it's really not that bad. And I think a lot of that comes down to they brewed this thing very, very light, so there's not a lot to it. So it just comes off as a light lager. It's that said, as far as non-alcoholic lagers, like especially compared to like other ones I've had, like Molson Excel or Kronbacher Pils non-alcoholic, or Beck's non-alcoholic, or the what's the other one? Whatever, I don't care right now. Well, when it comes to those, I like it better. Like I like this one actually quite a bit. It's one of the best non-alcoholic lagers I've ever had. I'd be kind of curious to try the non-alcoholic IPAs that I think Jamie's got, and someone else has got one too. But as far as this goes, I don't know. I might even try drinking this again just to do a review of it proper, so that it'd be like a recommendation for a non-alcoholic beer that isn't bad. So that said, I'm going to give it an 8.5 for the style of a non-alcoholic beer. I imagine there's better out there. And a 6.5 for overall enjoyment. So there you go. That's me. All right. And
Yay.
We got a few comments there before I get into the... somebody's got to ask the magic question. So There are 8 viewers. You know what? Probably a lot of you already know what I mean by magic questions, so go ahead and ask it now. As far as the last comments there, we actually have one from the Beer Patrol. Hoo-hoo. Beer Patrol. So
Who?
Jamie's drinking. Speaking of which, though.
The red Irish red looks like a stout.
Wow, that's really dark.
Oh,
that went dark.
Actually, that looks legit.
So, Average Joe, the Beer Patrol, is in the chat saying, congrats on hitting 1K. Thank you, Joe. By the way, I'm only here for Jamie's mustache, which is technically back on his face. It's just a shame other facial hair is ruining it.
That's right.
Bring it back.
Wow.
Whoa.
Bring the shade. Fuck.
I think maybe it's just...
I like the beard.
Joe's feeling threatened by the rest of the hair is making it even more manly, kind of.
Maybe for 1,000 subs, Nick, maybe Joe will celebrate by wearing a uniform. Wouldn't that be nice?
I just see a lot of head shaking.
Right. Anyway, Red Beard
I want
says,
a
cheers,
milkman
Joe.
uniform as a-
Radar says, that's the most angry you'll ever see. Ash Lexicron, Sexnicron. I think it's Sexnomicron. Why don't you spell it right, Radar?
Yeah, get your own bullshit right. Jesus.
Yeah. Craig says, cheers, cheers, Joe, brother. Beer Patrol says, cheers, Redbeard and Kent Beer Reviews. And, of course, what's next week's beer? The question has been asked by both the Beer Patrol and Craig of Kent Beer Reviews, which is going to be... Creamore Lager.
Yeah!
This was originally supposed to be this week's beer because last week fucked up real hardcore. We're going to do this next week. Yay.
Terrible.
Price is Right sound for like
Plus points to the person who can find anything with the old label on it.
Oh man, yeah, good luck with finding the old label. How long ago did they replace that? There's probably some LCBO shelf out there in North Bay that has the old.
Probably.
Been a while.
And you know what? I imagine he's called it. Average Joe says next week's show is 100% confirmed not to feature Ewart. It's not a third 100%. Moon beer. He says it's not a third moon beer. That's why you won't be here. That also it's also drinking beer in the middle of the week too, right? So
that's funny.
I mean,
could you imagine if we did?
I do occasionally have a beer during the week. I just try not to.
It has to say Cantillon or Three Fontaine.
Of course,
I'm not going to hold you to it, man.
It's Drie
Fontaine. Drie Fontaine.
That's right. Thank you.
Okay, we should just have a beer we can't get.
Dr.
You were totally joining that.
Exactly.
Alrighty. So I think that we've pretty well answered everything we've needed to answer. What the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
Oh, Greg.
Yeah, we have.
Oh, it's always Greg's fault.
It wasn't my fault. I didn't do anything.
Well, I want to thank everybody who's commented so far. We got 9 viewers. I want to thank especially 1,000 subscribers tonight. Thank you for the support. It's been a long time coming, and it's taken almost 10 years of doing this crap on YouTube.
Wow.
Wow, I know, right?
We did it!
We can
Craig, Radar, Joe, cheers, buddies. Anybody else in the chat that's not in here?
Craig.
I said Craig.
You said Craig? Oh, whatever. Sorry, Craig. Hi, Craig.
Oh, cheers. Especially cheers to Craig, who's an awesome dude. You really should take a look and subscribe to Kent Beer Reviews if you have time. Anyway, I want to thank all the panelists tonight, and we will talk to you probably later tonight, maybe.
Bye.
Bye.